gentlemen, welcome back to a very special episode. I'm here high on the top of a mountain celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Porsche Club GB and the 70th anniversary of Porsche clubs worldwide. We're on a tour across Europe. We're several days in. I'm going to explain how we came to be at the top of this mountain, what's coming. I'm going to show you that. We're going to get in the car, go for a drive around some alpine passes with my lovely other half who's freezing behind the camera here, and we're going to explain exactly what's going on. This is a trip of a lifetime and I'm driving something very special. So let's go see the cars, have a little look around, we'll jump in and we'll go for a hoon. So we've got a load of cars lined up here. I've let Anthony relinquish the camera. So this is kind of the lead car, if you like. This is the car that's been at the front. This is actually a German plated 992 Turbo S. This is a Porsche AG car. And we've got some Porsche Club members. We've got a Porsche marketing car here. Some of you will recognize this, Ruby 992 GT3. We've got a GT3 Touring 992 there, manual specification. We're going to see these cars in action out on the road as we carry on anyway. We've got a Martini liveried, German plated left-hand drive 991.1 GT3. We've got a very nice 991 GTS, natural air plated, centre lock wheels. And this is, some of you will have seen a lot of this on my Instagram already. This is my car for the trip. This was brand spanking new. I collected it from Reading. Again, you would have seen that on my Instagram. Me teasing the life out of it, collecting this car from Reading. Had 30 miles on the clock. It's a PDK, it's a GTS two-wheel drive. So it's a rear-wheel drive GTS, 450 odd brake horsepower, and that is in PTS mint green. And I think for this trip, I did have a choice of what I wanted to bring. I did have the choice between this, the GT4 RS here. Wow. Some amazing stuff up here. GT4 RS here on Cup 2 tyres, which I suspected might have been fairly interesting. And I could have chosen a GT3 as well. But I thought, do excuse the mess. We've been living in this car. As I say, we joined the trip several days in, and I'll explain what's been happening so far. This place is brilliant. I'll explain what's been happening so far when we jump in and go for a little drive. But so far, we've been across a number of different countries. So let's hop in then, let's get going, go for a little drive, enjoy these mountain roads, and explain what's been going on.
I'm aiming for the sky, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Right, what has been going on then? Because I know loads of you will have seen on my Instagram already quite a lot of what I've been up to. Hello, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome. So as I said, we are several days in, and I want to get you all up to speed on exactly where we've been going. You and I joined the tour a couple of days in, so the rest of the members went to Spa before we got there. We missed that. We had filming commitments and all sorts of bits and bobs at the start of the week, so we had to meet everyone in Stuttgart. We actually went via Bruges, which is about an hour and 20 minutes or so from Calais.
Which was beautiful.
Amazing place, never been before.
Definitely going back.
These roads. Testing my abilities here, going through an itinerary whilst navigating these amazing roads. Hopefully you can see out of the GoPro at the front there, some of the scenery here.
It is stunning.
So we went to Bruges for the night, en route, because otherwise it would have been about a 10-hour drive the whole way from London through Calais, obviously, and then down to Stuttgart. We left from Bruges for Stuttgart in one go. That's about a 7-hour drive.
That was a hell of a drive.
That was a hell of a drive. Some of it was really nice though. And all in all, in the 992 GTS, it kind of just munched the whole journey. There was no real problem with it whatsoever.
We navigated the autobahns.
We navigated, yep, autobahns. There are, I don't think they'd work in the UK. I don't think people in the UK are sensible enough to actually
We did see quite a lot of UK cars there, didn't we?
We did, yes. Often the ones
popular drivers
driving the fastest. Anyway, so we got to Stuttgart. We did a tour of the Porsche factory. We went to the 911 and 718 Cayman and Boxster line, which was completely different to how I expected it to be. Now, you can't film in there.
I mean, it was a well-oiled machine, wasn't it? It was incredible.
It was a well-oiled machine, but I expected there just to be robots sticking bits on cars and no one really there other than people just turning machines on and off.
There was so much manpower.
There is so much hand and manpower in there. And you can say manpower because a lot of them were men. That's fine. We can say that.
There were some women.
There were some women. Loads of people in the factory, basically. There's loads more hands-on than I thought it'd be. That's the 911 and kind of 718 line, so you came into your Boxsters as well. All there. And amazing how the chassis and shells kind of meet each other, and it's all so impeccably timed. It was incredible. Anyway, couldn't film in there, so no point talking about that. However, we did go to the Taycan line, which is in a separate building, all based around where the original Porsches were built, in the original red brick building there, still in Zuffenhausen, Stuttgart. So you saw a Taycan that you like the look of, a Taycan, sorry, and like Rockstone, it basically looks like the colour that they put on to Rust Prime cars, but you liked
the colour of my apartment, so I like it.
And we've actually got an idea, when you pass your test, you're doing an automatic licence, are you not?
I am.
So I'm vaguely on the lookout for an automatic 993 for you, and possibly do interior paint, whatever on it, and that hopefully be a project coming to the channel very soon. If you're listening, then I'll let that one slip. But anyway,
welcome to Italy, by the way. We just crossed the border.
We've just done the Timmeljoch Pass from Austria into Italy. Apologies for the pronunciation. On our way down to Franciacorta, where there's a Porsche Experience Centre, which we're going to film at and do a load of bits at. But I thought I'd just get you guys up to speed as to what we've been doing so far. Anyway, we did the Taycan line, we did the 911 and 718 line, we had a look around there, and then at night we had a very, very special experience. The first time I believe it's ever been done.
It's amazing.
We had a night at the museum, as we keep calling it, but actually a gala dinner inside the Porsche Museum.
It was incredible.
Absolutely amazing. The whole place to ourselves at night time, with some of the amazing tour guides in the museum showing us around and giving us kind of little tales behind all of the cars and the bits that you don't. Oh, we've disappeared. And we're back again. I suspect you're probably not getting much out of that front GoPro now because it's gone.
It's crazy, we're up in the clouds, so it's just the most amazing drive. It literally looks like something out of a fairyland.
It's incredible. Back through another tunnel. But that experience was really special, and as a Porsche fanboy, as I'm sure you probably sussed I am by now, I've never been there before. So rather ashamedly, it's actually my first time at the Porsche Museum. It was the first time at the factory, despite the fact I'm clearly a Porsche fanboy, trying to align diaries with all my mates. Got a load of friends into Porsches, online friends and offline friends as well, but trying to align diaries of guys that are kind of 25 to 40 years old, trying to get everyone to have the same weekend off, it's a complete nightmare. Someone's kids are doing something, someone's got a wedding, someone's car's broken. It's just never happened. So it's been really nice actually to come away with the club. Everything's been organised, and the people on this are so nice.
Everyone is lovely.
There's really no snobbery at all. There's a whole range of cars, all years of Porsches, all values, just absolutely everything. There's guys with Carrera GTs, there's guys with 986 Boxsters, whatever it is. Everyone just loves the brand. Everyone's here for the same reason. The dinners are amazing. The hotels are lovely.
They keep calling it during the speeches, they keep calling it a family, and there really is that kind of family vibe to it. Like, everybody is really lovely, everybody wants to have a chat. It is. It's such a...
And you're hooked.
Well, definitely come back on the trips for sure.
Get yourself a driving license, then you can be a little bit more hooked, but you're not the biggest car fan on the whole, but you get it now. You get the Porsche thing.
I understand, because it's such a lovely group of people.
Yeah, it's really, really
and it's
cool.
An amazing trip, obviously. I think it's, you told me, I mean, how much was it? £70 a year?
So, yeah, I had no idea. I've only been a Porsche Club member for probably not even a year yet, but it's about 70, 80 quid for the year.
So worth it.
Not only do you get to join trips like this, but you actually get cheaper fuel. You get 5-6p off a litre. It may well change by the time the video goes out, whatever, but you get cheaper fuel. You get 10% off parts, official Porsche parts at Porsche centres, which was amazing for my Carrera GT major service that I had recently. You also get things like preferential parking at Goodwood Festival Speed. There's a whole host and cheaper insurance as well, I think. With Lockton, you get cheaper insurance. So
I mean, it's a no-brainer if you drive
70 quid for a year. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I think there's about 21,000 members in the UK. And as I say, ashamedly, I didn't really know. I'm kind of a bit of a newbie to it all. So yeah, I'm now a member. I'm loving it. I'm fully fledged, and some of the people on this trip have been members for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
So I say this is the 60th anniversary of the club. We've actually got Richard Atwood here as well, obviously Le Mans winner in 1970, early 70s, late 60s.
He's driving along with us today.
Sorry, Richard. He's in a Turbo S at the front, miles ahead of us, unsurprisingly, down 2 gears. You're not the best passenger, are you? So
no, I'm not.
We're going steady.
I'm eyes on the road, even though there's absolutely nothing I can do about it.
Get it in, Sport Plus. There we go. One thing I would say about this GTS, it's really, really rewarding to drive when you want it to be, and then it just cruises. I think it's very definitely the right car for the trip. Some of the roads have been really wet, and I kind of suspected that doing a load of miles on wet alpine passes on Cup 2s probably wasn't going to be the vibe. But it's nice as well, because some of these trips you go on, you know, some people are driving a billion miles an hour, and there's kind of you feel like you can't hold back and sort of poodle along your own pace. Everyone here, there's no yobs. Apart from me, there's no yobs.
You're
and
the only one.
To an extent, you as well.
I'm not a yob. You wait, when I get my Porsche Club membership, when I've got my Porsche, I'll be coming here without you.
No, you won't.
I'll be doing it with my girls.
Okay, fine. And that's the other nice thing as well. There are some girls doing it as well.
There are.
Because usually it's a bit of a kind of a boys' club, but there's some really nice, civilised ladies doing it as well.
Yeah, you don't get the impression it's that kind of elitist boys' club.
No. It's a really nice vibe, and you know, I have been to other manufacturer meets, and
one guy is with his son.
Yeah, that's really cool as well.
Really
yeah,
sweet.
Good heavens, this is an amazing road.
Oh, I don't like this.
Go on then. We're on the grass verge here. On one side we've got about a 500-meter drop. We're literally on the grass. Good. You're enjoying yourself. Right, let's catch up then at the next stop. It may well be Frankie Quarter. We've got about 4 hours ahead of us of driving.
How long have we done so far? How many countries have we done so far, actually?
We're on
6.
Obviously, UK, France, Belgium,
Germany.
Stuttgart, Germany. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here.
We've done Germany. We did a country that I've never heard of, which is probably really bad.
Liechtenstein. Sorry if you're from Liechtenstein. That's incredibly
Definitely
rude.
Thought it was a city. I'm really sorry.
It's like a financial hub, like a tax haven.
We're
people
now
know about it.
in Italy. So what's that? 6?
That's a lot. A lot of countries.
Oh, and Austria, of course.
And Austria. But what I would say, the tour is usually broken up into 3 to 4 hour driving spots. And you don't have to do a million miles in one go. There's lots of alternatives of different routes as well. Today we've gone the scenic route.
This could be a 3-hour drive what we're doing now, but we're choosing to make it 7, and to be honest, it's really, really beautiful.
You're not the best passenger. You don't usually like car journeys, but even you're up for this.
I'm not big on sheer drops.
Yeah, me neither.
But I don't think many people are.
So after Stuttgart then, we drove to Austria, Innsbruck. Again, butchered the pronunciation there. It's an amazing hotel called the Park Hotel. We had a room with panoramic views.
It was gorgeous.
Really, really nice. And we all met up there this morning, and that is where we were earlier today. And that brings you up to the current day. So on that note, I'm going to concentrate on getting us
in one piece
to Italy. Well, I'm going to concentrate on getting us to Frankie Quarter in one piece. And we will catch you on the other side, because the Porsche Experience Centre there is absolutely mega. I've heard amazing things about it. So let's go into the tunnel and catch you then. Bye. So good morning everyone, you join me now in Italy, Frankie Quarter. We have just stayed over at the Hotel Touring. We are feeling bright and fresh. The hotel's absolutely lovely. I'll show you images of that on the screen. It's got a lovely swimming pool and whatnot. We just had a coffee by the pool.
So nice.
And today, more importantly than our coffee by the pool, is we're going to the Porsche Experience Centre in Frankie Quarter, which is a new Porsche Experience Centre. I think there's only a few of them in the world now, but it's new. They've got upwards of 100 cars to try, a load of instructors, loads of cool stuff going on. So we're going to go and take some cars out on the track. I'm yet to know whether or not you're allowed out on the track without a driving licence. I suspect you're probably not, but we're going to go and have a day of fun. I'll cover as much of that as I can, so we're going to have a little poke around.
Do you want to see my cat?
Yeah, for those that didn't see in the previous footage, you now have a Porsche cap. You've got into it, haven't you?
I was very insistent.
You actually beetled off and bought that cap at your own. I didn't force you to buy that cap.
I'll be sending you an invoice.
No, you don't. I don't pay my invoices. Some of you will know that. So Frankie Court is fantastic, but it's not where this stops. We're going to Switzerland afterwards as well. We're visiting Tag Heuer factory as well. Factory, manufacturer, headquarters in Switzerland. So very exciting times. I've actually got a tag on. I've got a Monaco on today, but I've also got the special edition Heuer 02 Porsche collaboration with Tag Heuer as well, which I was wearing in the previous shot. So I'm mixing and matching between the two. And I'm going to go and see where they've been made, which is all very cool. So that's to come on the channel. Let's jump in then. In you get, we've annoyed a dog at the end of this place. I just want to show you how unbelievable this place is. Lots of vineyards around here. They're famed for their wine in this region. We've just stopped on a driveway really, and the dog's going mental. I actually, and some of you will be asking, why are you not in your own car? First and foremost, this was a brand new GTS marketing car actually, Porsche GB's fleet. It was offered to me and I said, you know what? I would love to try the GTS. Obviously I've got a Turbo S. I'm on my third 992 Turbo S. I've driven the standard Carrera. I've got a GT3 Touring coming. And I thought, actually, for this trip, with the comfortable seats, with the all-weather tyres, I just thought the GTS would be a fantastic companion for this trip. And I've not been wrong. The pace is unbelievable. The usability, as you'd expect from a 911, is unbelievable. And I do think it was very definitely the right choice. When the going gets twisty and fun, it pulls its socks up and gets going, and you don't really get left thinking, I'd rather a Turbo S or I'd rather a GT3. Four-wheel drive would be fantastic on some of those roads we experienced, but so far I'm absolutely in love with this GTS, and I think the cab adds a very nice element. Roof comes up and down about 30 odd miles an hour, nice and quickly, and you've also got a wind deflector which we had up in some of it as well. So it's a very usable car, lots of space. You can obviously fill the back with luggage. It's great. Huge praise for the 992 GTS, and you haven't actually moaned about being uncomfortable, have you not?
I'm very happy in this car.
Wonderful.
I like it very much.
There we go then, high praise indeed. Let's jump in then, let's get going. So some slightly more sedate driving today. Yesterday's driving was full of mountain passes. We did 3 in total. We did the Timolchok pass. Butchered that completely. That's why I don't try. The Stelvio pass, nice easy one to pronounce, and you've all heard of that one. Obviously in Italy. And we also did one beginning with an M. I'll leave the name on the screen, but it was basically a single track pass with 26 switchbacks over the top of a mountain pass, which actually cut our journey time from kind of one part of Italy through to where we need to be now. So I'll leave that on the screen, but if you're feeling brave, go for it. Some of it was quite bumpy, but it was basically a single track mountain pass.
Well, amazing views.
It wasn't a touristy one at all. It was really cool. So if you're in that region, I would advise it. Just go steady. There's one point that if you've got a low front of your car, you will lose the front of the car. So I've warned you. But amazing, we went through pretty much all weather conditions. A lot of it was very snowy, wet, and you had to be on your toes. And it was a 7-hour, 45-minute drive in total.
It was a lot.
We chose to do that because you could have done the journey in 3 hours, but we decided just to go visit a load of mountain passes. I say we, mainly I, although you're more on board with it than I thought.
I like the views.
Yeah, the views are amazing.
And it was incredible. It was something that you, definitely should do.
And that was all mapped out on the PDFs we were given with the various options by Porsche Club. So they actually just laid it all out. And we had someone in a Turbo S at the front actually, a lovely German chap called Matthias who was leading the way in a wonderful 992 Turbo S. Anyway, we're jumping on the motorway now. I promise next shots will be at the Porsche Experience Centre. So here we go then, we are inside. Bear in mind that members are in here, milling around, awaiting our briefing for a day of action gets underway. So immediately greeted by this Walter Rule signed 993 Carrera RS. Exclusive access today for Porsche Club GB. Very cool. In the background, we'll get round to those. I'm gonna try and go through everything and tell you what these things are without getting it wrong. I must admit, I'm not the best with race cars. I don't want to guess at this one. It's obviously Porsche RS Spider. Unbelievable piece of kit. They're just dotted around here. We've got old and new, we've got Porsche Classic, obviously more modern race cars. We've got 911T Targa, a rare configuration. We've got 914 here. Now this is something, and I think 914s are going to have a resurgence, and certainly they're starting to. I've seen some resto mod places fettling with these, doing wide arch versions of these, and I think the 914 will be something that people think should have grabbed one of those. So very nice to see an absolute minter in here. Very, very cool. Obviously left-hand drive. We are in Italy. We've got 911E here, 2.4, and we've of course got Carrera RS 2.7 here as well. Someone actually asked me on my Instagram the other day, Porsche Museum wise, if I could just completely ruin a photo there. We've got chairman of Porsche Club GB and actually Richard Atwood there as well. You've got me running around in the background filming a vlog, so sorry Mr. Richard Atwood. I had many a conversation with him on this trip actually. Amazing, amazing, amazing to talk to a legend, and he actually couldn't be nicer. He's also got a sausage dog, which we were talking about for quite some time, so he likes dogs. So I like him. I like him anyway. Anywho, going around then, absolute legend. If you don't know who Richard Atwood is, Google him. We've got a Speedster here, and of course, as you can imagine, completely sorted. By and large, roughly the same engine as my 912 in that 1.6. Very, very cool. Lovely stuff. But this place is absolutely enormous. There will be further tours with Porsche Club GB to this place. Oh, sorry, how could I forget? This as well, and you've obviously got the 928. Really, really cool. Again, especially with Nardone Automotive resto modding, something vaguely similar to this. These are seeing resurgence as well. Very, very, very cool, and I think that shape is iconic. Anyway, as you look out here, we have got Porsche Formula E car actually, Tag Heuer Formula E. We're going to get out there in a second. You can see the cars lined up, available for you. Some very, very cool bits there. We've got GT4, we've got a new GT3, 2 new GT3s, we've got some Taycans, a Targa, loads of bits and bobs. So let's get out there. First thing on the agenda then is the Taycans on the dynamic zone. So this basically is going to be slalom driving, launch control, brake testing. We've also got 2 GT3s going around the track here, which I'll get on to very shortly. I don't think I can stick GoPros in the car. If you want to come down here and do it yourself, do it yourself. But I'm not going to give you too much. I'm just going to give you a little taster of what's going on here. So we've got all sorts of Taycans here. This is the Taycan Turbo S, which is the most powerful one with over 750 brake horsepower. It's absolutely bonkers. Can't wait to do launch control in that. We've got the base Taycan, should we say. We've got Taycan GTS Cross Turismo and a Taycan 4S Cross Turismo that just disappeared off over there. All the cars will have instructors with them, so it's very, very safe, and everyone knows exactly what they're doing. And this is the track. Well, I'm actually quite distracted by what's going on out here. Very much looking forward to this. Next up then we have the off-road section, so we've got Macans and Cayennes going out on the off-road circuit there. GT3 is causing absolute havoc, man. They're going off around the off-road circuit there as well. So very interesting to see what these cars can do. Very interesting looking track there. Hopefully no one puts it on their roof. Next up then we have the low friction surface bit where we're practicing car control, and basically there's polished concrete. We've got GT4, Boxster, GTS, Cayman, all sorts of 718 products out there sliding around behind us. So we'll see how I get on. I may or may not put this on camera depending on how good I am at it. If I'm good, then I'll put it on camera. If I'm not, then you won't see it. And the last thing to do today is actually hot laps in the GT3 and taking a Carrera S out and driving them ourselves as well. Ianthe's literally just been out on the GT3 and I've seen the footage and she was screaming her head off. Poor instructor, he's probably now deaf. Cannot wait for my GT3 touring, which should be coming, I think, at the start of December. I still haven't fully decided if I go PDK or manual or not. Let me know in the comments. So hello, good morning, welcome back to day 2 in Italy. We have just been to the factory where they not only produce, but they also restore Riva boats. Fascinating, fascinating company. I'm not going to go into the full history of it. It was absolutely amazing. We got a guided tour, went around the history of the company, the very first Riva boat. We saw some boats being restored, and we actually saw the Ferruccio Lamborghini Riva as well, which has got 2 V12s in the back of it, 350 brake horsepower V12s. I believe possibly, because it's late 60s, it might be from the Mura, I don't know. You'll probably tell me in the comments if that's wrong. But absolutely fascinating place, and the level of work that goes into those Riva boats is mental. It takes about a year to make one boat. Potty, and they were just worth so much money. I think the market for classic Rivas has gone absolutely bonkers, and they're actually a really great place to put money. Anyway, if I earn a little bit more cash, I think I'll investigate that. But for now, we are at the Miglia Museum, which is about a 15-20 minute drive away from the Riva Restoration Factory. You see, everyone's parked up here. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to go around and show some of the members' cars, because we haven't done that yet. We've all been kind of all over the place and all over mountain passes and all over the gaff. This is the first time we've kind of all regrouped in one place. So I will show you around the museum briefly, but I'm going to show you some members' cars first. What I particularly enjoy about the Porsche Club is that there is no level of you have to have X, Y, and Z car. There's pretty much every single model and model year. Everyone's filming all the cars going around. Every single model and model year car here. Some modified. I believe this one's had a tune. It's got BBSs on it. Love a 997 turbo. We've got a 991.1 GTS, a GT3 Touring. As I say, there's such a wide range of cars, and there's no snobbery, there's no one-upmanship like there potentially is in some events I've been to in the past, particularly when it comes to nice cars. There's some really, really nice bits here. I was following that one up, Stelvio Pass. Very cool manual GTS rear-wheel drive. Very cool piece of kit. It's absolute chaos here. Some of the members, this is not the full group that we were with originally. Some of the members, because it's been quite a long trip, some of the members have had to go back. But we do have quite a lot of Boxsters. Oh, Boxster Spider. That's the first time I've actually seen that. Where's that been hiding? Lovely agate grey with Bordeaux folding buckets inside. Lovely stuff. 987 Boxster. Actually one of my favourite cars ever. One of the my favourite cars I've ever had. So 987 Boxster. It's actually the gen before that, so not quite the same as that. GT4 RS, which you've seen. We've got a 997 GTS cab there as well. A little Boxster hiding away. And of course we've got these three parked up. Very, very cool. This car actually lives in London. It's a very nice young lady who drives this. So some of you, London viewers, will have seen this car around, and you may well see it in London again. And of course, these two cars which you know very, very well indeed. Hello, hello, and welcome back to now Switzerland. We had an amazing time in Italy. Obviously went to the Miglia Museum. Actually incredible to learn about the history of that incredible race. Broken down the middle, of course, due to World War II. We learn about, of course, Stirling Moss's amazing victory in 1955. An incredible race, and broken off by the government in 1957, partly due to an enormous accident, which is actually very tragic. So an incredible race anyway, steeped in history. And of course now every single year the Miglia is basically just kind of a celebration rally. It's not a race anymore. It's actually incredible what those guys were doing. The best part of now 100 years ago that race started. So mind-blowing to think they were driving for kind of 10, 12, 15 hours solidly, 1,000 odd miles in those old cars, actually at the start with no seatbelts. Anyway, really cool, really recommend that. We then went back to our hotel, and then the next day we went to Lake Como. We had a little sniff around there. We went for lunch at Villa d'Este, a destination I've always wanted to go to. Obviously they've got the Concours d'Elegance every year, and it's been a bucket list place to go to. Villa d'Este is absolutely banging. The food isn't that cheap there, but we went for a little sniff around there as well. So lovely, lovely surroundings. Absolutely loved it. And you join me now in Switzerland. So yesterday we drove from Italy up to Switzerland via the Gotthard Pass. Absolutely incredible. There was lots of snow, actually a crash on the roads, so we didn't get to do much hooning about yesterday, but lots of tunnels, very comfortable driving the GTS. And you now join me at the Tag Heuer manufacturer, just outside Neuchâtel, I believe, in La Chaux-de-Fonds, where all the watch manufacturers by and large are based around here. This is kind of watchmaking country in Switzerland. This is where all the big boys are, and we're going to go and take a little look inside. I'm going to see what I'm allowed to film in here. I've actually got my Monaco on today, nicely on brand here. So we're going to go inside, we're going to see what there is. I'm going to try and cover it as much of it as possible. We've got a load of the club members in there as well, who I'm sure don't want a camera poked in their face. So let's head in and we'll see what we can see and what I can reveal to you about the tag we're working on. Right then, slight change of location once again. You now join me actually in London. You might notice I'm in a different 911. The roof still comes off it, but there's about 35 years between the two of them. I'm back in my Targa in London. Now, I had every intention of rounding off the video nicely at Reading, handing back the 992 GTS in a nice, orderly fashion, but the way it ended up being peeing with rain well after they'd shut. So I didn't actually get to film anything. It was pitch black at about 7 PM, bearing in mind they shut, I think, at 5 or 6. But between the tag factory and the handover of the car, I actually stopped over with Ianthe in Champagne on the way home. For those that haven't been there, I would highly recommend it. It's a wonderful little place. We actually stopped off at a place called Epinay, which I believe is the main kind of town there. All the champagne houses are there on this big cobble street. Moet and Chandon, all of the big names. Unbelievable. So had an amazing time on the way home as well as on the trip as well. Tag Heuer was fantastic. I'm not even really sure you'd probably be able to see much because you've got the sun behind me here. Tag Heuer was amazing. I was limited what I could film, and they also gave us a sneak preview of a new Porsche Tag Heuer collab that is coming very soon. Depending on when this video goes out, when the embargo drops, I'll be able to show you that on the screen. But it was amazing to see that in person ahead of the launch in Paris, which I'm going to in a few days time from now. Again, I don't know when this video is going out, so I might well have been in Paris. You may well have seen yet more content with Porsche and Tag Heuer from Paris, a separate trip, because I'm now back in London. It's complete mayhem at the moment, but busy is good. I'm having an amazing time working with two incredible brands, and I really just wanted to end up on this video saying a huge thank you to all the organisers. Richard, top dog at Porsche Club GB, an absolute gent. Anyone that's ever met Richard, we have to vouch for that. He's a fantastic chap. And Vicky and Stuart and all those at Porsche GP, thank you so much. I had the most amazing time, and hopefully you guys and girls at home got a little kind of flavour as to what the trip was really like. If you haven't joined Porsche Club GB yet and you've got a Porsche, what on earth are you doing? I regret not doing it sooner. It was mainly just ignorance and bad admin on my part. I had no idea what went on at the Porsche Club, and I will be more of a regular fixture at a lot of events going forward. So an amazing thing to be a part of, and what I didn't realise was it's the second biggest club in the whole world, Porsche Club GB, with 21,000 members. So we are punching well above our weight for the size of our country in terms of Porsche passion in this country, which is a good thing to know. Somewhere else we also stopped on the way home was Reims. So old racetrack, basically. Many of you already know it. It's kind of iconic in the world of cars and people that go to Europe. It's kind of a rite of passage. You have to stop off past Reims. We didn't do it on the way there. We're too busy getting to Bruges in the first place. So we actually stopped at Reims. Old racetrack. They've left basically a section of grandstand and the pit lane by the side of a public road. Anyone can get there. Anyone can go and take photos there. There are some rules about where you can and can't go, but actually there's a little kind of museum and gift shop on site where all the proceeds go through and contribute towards the ongoing maintenance of that very special place. So I bought a cap, I think, and a coffee book or something like that, anyway, just to support things. But really cool. We stopped off there on the way home with the whole Porsche GB clan as well, so that was really cool. Got some nice pictures there, and then we headed home before a fairly disastrous trip to Porsche Reading, which I didn't cover any of. It was also an amazing last night in Switzerland as well. We stayed at this fantastic little chateau. I'll show some pictures on the screen of that. It was a fantastic, lovely little chateau, and I must admit, all the locations chosen for the route were brilliant. Absolutely spot on. I couldn't fault the trip. I genuinely couldn't fault it. It's been a bucket list trip and something I never thought I'd be able to do, let alone be able to call it work. So yeah, I'm waffling. I'm gonna go now, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's probably quite a long one, well over half an hour. I'll try and limit the amount of ads I put in the video, so you try and get through the whole thing and kind of get a taster for what we really did, because I didn't get all of it on Instagram. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you reached this far, I will leave the link below to join Porsche Club GB, and I will see you probably at the next event. For now, toodle pip. See you all very soon. Bye.